Good evening, mate, and welcome back to Capital Industry with me, Judy. In our last episode, we got a nuclear reactor up and running, which means it should give us enough power to get into the next stage of the game, at least hopefully. So today, what I need to do is I need to do a whole lot of running around. I need to do a whole lot of running around and making sure that the digging teams are doing what I need them to do right now, and also planning for our next expansion. So that's going to be the main topic of today, but at the same time, I want to do something about uni. I'd like to have more uni, always like to have more uni. I need to follow the great Egyptian captains before me, and I need to set up a final resting place. You know, a final tomb before I have any sort of minor radioactive meltdown on the island. Yep, those sorts of important things. So what I want to do is I want to ask you that very important question, and that being, well, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like of the video. If you're not happy with the video, you didn't enjoy the video, then I'll put you in charge of maintaining the shiny blue light if anything ever goes wrong. All right, so first thing I need to do today is, unpause another house because we're going to need more people. I also need to take care of this. This is very, very important. It says the gold box is full of gold, so I want to upgrade that. So we're going to get some more gold. That is priority number one. Priority number two is ignoring a whole lot of these problems and popping back over here. All right, I want to come to here. I want to pause the high pressure turbine because even after it's made, I'm not going to be using it. We have the nuclear reactor running at a stage 2 worth of steam output. That's enough to give us, well, the first half of the turbines, being a total of 15, 30, 60 megawatts worth of power. So it means anything over 60 is running on the old generating system, which means I don't want to pay maintenance and I don't want to pay people to work in on any of those. Same time, I don't really want to pay maintenance on the power generators, so we're going to pause those as well. Also means that this graph is much easier for us to keep an eye on because, well, this is all the power we can technically make right now. Next thing I want to do is I want to, well, clear up some designations. So I don't want you guys putting rock here anymore. I really want to prioritize you guys putting rock into the old coal mine and into the iron mine because that is super important, and I want to have that done sooner rather than later. Can I get that removed and that removed? And yes, they found a path down the mountain, which I'm also going to remove from them. They're not going to be happy about it, but they'll get over it. So with that done, that means we should be prioritizing more rock and dirt. Well, rock coming here at least. And as for our dirt, we're putting our dirt up here where somebody's got stuck already. Perfect. Can I get you recovered, please? And can I clear off this? Can I get dirt from here to here? Yep, and the fast action response team is just about finished over here clearing off this. Can I also not dump any dirt over the edge of the mountain? And I want to get that done. Okay, other things I want to do is I want to cancel dirt here. Yep, I'd like to get the top half done first before I worry about the bottom half. I need the bottom half done, but the top half is way more important. Okay, so with that done, I want to then talk about the next crew I need to talk about, which is, where are I? It is the Special Ops team. Special Ops team have moved their way across the island. They're clearing me a path for future projects, but they're about to hit sand. In fact, they've probably hit sand already. So I need them to have someone to take that sand, and for that, we're going to give them, under mining. We're going to give them ore sorting plant, the Mark 1 version. Yep. Nothing too special, but I need them to be able to sort out dirt, plus I need them to sort out rock, and I need them to sort out sand. That's going to be it. And those, I'm going to give them a bucket. Can we put the bucket there and a bucket here? Can I put rock on that one, not dirt? And can I put sand on that one, not that one? And we can put dirt somewhere in the middle. Thank you very much. Can I get that built? And then can I put a storage? Let's go with here. And can I get a belt from there to there? And you're going to be rock. Empty, please. You're going to be dirt. Empty, please. Oh, no. You're going to be sand. Sand. Okay, can I copy your settings to there? You're going to be sand. Yep. Okay. And then I need to have this assigned to them. So can I go back to you guys? Can I click here? And then can I assign them to this? Okay, so if they have sand, they can sort it. Technically, if they had just rock and dirt, they can just take it over here and dump it over here directly. This is the only place we allow both. This is the only place we allow dirt to be dumped currently. Otherwise, it's a designated area that is linked to our dirt tower, which is not this one. It's this one. Can I get... okay, can I export routes? I want you to export to the 3 dirt dumping towers. Thank you very much. And can I go back to there? Import off. Import off and import off. Perfect. All right, so yes. If they get some materials they need to sort them, they can go there. It's their own dedicated sorter. But yes, as they're going to get a little bit of sand along the way, I'd prefer them to have a higher uptime by, well, moving their way through there. All right, next problem we have is we have trees that can't be harvested. Yep, that is because we still can't plant them fast enough. Even with me having the extra tree planters in, they have a small problem, a tiny problem, and that is, well, they're tiny. Where is he? You. You are super tiny. You are not super fast, poor Billy Cox, and you only carry 8 saplings at once. Which means they need to come over here and get saplings all the time and then roll their way back down here to plant 8 of them to then go back up. Also, you guys are complaining because you're trying to get to these old growth trees because they're in the designation and you can't reach them. So what I want to do is I want to speed up that process. And to do that, what I need to do is I need to have a unit storage. We're going to have 2 unit storages and we're going to link them together. Can I put you there? Can I put you there? Can I have saplings in there? And can I have saplings in there? I want to have saplings come in priority 5 because it's somewhat important. It's going to be super infrequent. And then I want you to import saplings from this particular box. Okay, that's all I want to do. And then, of course, I want to build that and copy it so I can put it other places. So the plan is we're going to have the trucks pick up the saplings from here, drive them down here, and put them in this box. Because they're in this box, they're going to pass straight through to the front box where the tree planters can now pick them up locally from this location, which means they don't have to drive all the way up here. Which also means when they've, well, come up here normally and planted this area, and then they get to about here, I'd like them to have another location where they can pick up saplings from, being, well, right about there. Thank you very much. And I'd love a 3rd location when they're all the way over here to pick up saplings from, say, right here. Cool. So that's going to be the 3 places they can pick up saplings from. If I put an export on this, so I drag this down, then because it's got an export, it's now super important we empty it, so the tree planters will ignore whatever I said, and they just come over here all the time to pick up the saplings from there. I don't want that. What I really want them to do is go about their business and just get saplings from wherever is close to them, which happens to be, well, any of these 4 boxes now. And I need to remove probably that, and maybe even that. Although you have trees up there, so I actually have no idea. Yep, they get confused sometimes and they hang around and say, I'm trying to find a special tile that I can't reach to plant to. Okay, you are stuck. Of course you are. Next, and Fast Action Response Team. Fast Action Response Team has finished their job, which was, like I said, up here clearing out this. So what I want to do is I want to bring them down to the specialized job we have for them down here, which is to clear up the little boo-boo we had filling up our coastline with both, well, slag and dirt, and somehow some rock up the middle. So we want to have that fixed. All right. This team is, being our old iron team, is the full contents of the coal mine plus the iron mine. I want them to finish digging out this iron as fast as possible. And I've just realized you're stuck and you're stuck. Cool. I want them to finish digging out this iron as fast as possible. So we are really, really pushing our way through this iron as fast as we can. On top of that, we did in the last episode make sure we could use these sorters for overflow. The problem is I never actually told this to have iron in it either, and I never told this one to do the same, and I definitely didn't tell this bucket to have iron as well. So can I remove those, and can I fix up that so you now have iron ore? And at the same time, I want to remove the old power plant. So the old power plant was hooked into the old coal mine. The problem is the old coal mine doesn't exist anymore, so it's pretty pointless having that right there. So with that tidied up, I want to probably spend uni on that part. And I want to grab a belt, a temporary belt. This will actually be temporary, not where it's still here 700 years later temporary. And I want to plug that in there. I want to make sure that the iron that we have in these sorters currently can flow its way out and up to here and then get dumped into, well, the giant iron processing line and head into the iron bucket via the power of belts and auto magic. At the same time, I want to add a new product being copper. And I want to have you be copper and you be copper, and I want to copy those settings to there. Because our copper mine is hopefully digging their way through this corner. Yep, there's a little bit of trace copper over there that I want. And, well, they are currently mainly, they have their own dedicated sorter, but being it's a small sorter, it tends to backlog with rock very often. They have access to the big one, but the big one has many things it's doing. It's doing all the iron plus all the sand and now copper as well. So what I want to do is I want to give them access to both of these as well. So once we've got rid of all the iron, well, we can just let the copper flow through. I also want to have the sand guys come help out. So can I edit area? Can I slide you slightly to the left so you guys can start clearing out this as well? I want you to clear out all the sand we have here because the iron mine is digging down the surface to +3, so we can fill it in with a nice layer of dirt at the top. Yep. Can I do... And yes. Yes. I gotta make sure that I have the designations correct. So we do filling, digging, and we don't have a designated fill tile beside a designated dig tile because that's a bad combination. Yep. So I want the iron mine to keep clearing out this. I want the sand mine to clear out this to a height of +1, which is where they've been working their level 2 currently. And also, yes, the iron mine is 6, seems to be the bottom. So we're going for 6 for the bottom. And then the whole top layer, I really want to get down to a 3 so we can put a nice layer of dirt on top. But that's going to take a minute. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to look at this water. This water was, we filled up the water tank to, process the gold. And then you should be empty. Empty is your default state. So I actually want to change the notification over. I just want to make sure that it did empty of water and it didn't backlog. So that was important to get set up as well. All right, next one is electronics. So I'm a little bit short of electronics. We have a production rate of 4 electronics faster than what we can use them at. But that means when the box gets empty, it takes very, very long for it to refill. Also, it sometimes has an impact on our electronics 2, which is not that electronics 2. It's where is it? That electronics 2 box. Yep. Which comes from loot from, pirates. Yes. Speaking of pirates, we have Mr. Shippy who's out and about, and he went and upgraded the bauxite mine. What I want him to do is go have a chat to any pirate he can, because they have a combat score of 610, and we have a combat score after the recent upgrade of 560, which technically means we're behind, but I do have decent armor, so there's a chance I might win some of these battles. So I want to upgrade copper just a little bit. I just want to give myself 1 extra machine. That's it. Does mean that I'm going to have to make this copper belt go slightly faster, and more importantly, you guys use 24 iron each, and I have 7 of them. And you guys produce 24 iron copper each, and I have 8 of them. So I still have a little bit of extra copper production. Sure, we do use some of that copper production in PCBs, but I should still be just ahead. Can we open up this? So I have more hit points, that's good. He has more guns, that's bad. Very bad. But I'm winning. I'll take that as a win. Good on you, Mr. Shippy. All right, can I bring up this? So we found some loot. That's what I want. That's why we have that extra box there. So we can take the electronics too and not have them sit in the shipyard. We can have a dump box to drop them in. And of course, they're going to convert into vehicle parts 3. Speaking of vehicle parts 3, we have 230 out of 230 vehicles, which means I'm currently stockpiling some of them. But I don't really want to stockpile some of them. What I'd like to do is I'd like to do a mass upgrade of every excavator to a mega excavator, except I don't want to just willy-nilly go through the whole map. So what we're going to do is we're going to be selective. I'm going to pick the clearing crew. The clearing crew is the most important crew currently because they have the most work to do. They are trying to cut through this area of the map so we can get into, the next project. I want to have the next big project we'll be doing up here, which means I'd prefer to have flat. Prefer it if it was flat before we got there. Okay. Fuel. Yeah, fuel is a problem. Where is our fuel station? Our fuel station's here. I'm not really ready to drag the fuel station out there, but I'm close to it. There are fuel trucks. You will get refilled. All right. So other things that I want to do. I do want to come to here, and I do want to put in a couple of bridges. We can see from the dirt pathing that for some reason they're coming down here often. So I'm going to give them access to a bridge so they can come back if they need to. Also, right here, I put a belt at ground level, which means they can't get through there. On top of that, concreting. Can I get a delete concrete button? Because obviously, I don't need to concrete anything that's on the nuclear reactor. The trucks can't get there, so there's no point me putting down concrete, and there's no point me putting concrete here either. Also, physically under the nuclear reactor, probably don't need concrete here. along with the radioactive storage. Can I get rid of that as well? And you're under one tile of the housing complex, so I don't need that either. So we're going to get rid of that. Also going to get rid of the concrete underneath the power plant. And I am going to get more cobblestone. I'm going to throw cobblestone here. I'm going to throw some cobblestone here. And also through here. I'm going to put it under the bridge. I have no idea if we get if we have a maintenance reduction, if we're driving over a bridge that happens to be over paving or not. Yeah, okay. So, ship has been fully repaired. Excellent. Can I have Mr. Shippy go out and say hi to another pirate that is level 610? Done. Cool. We'll see whether we succeed twice in a row. All right, so Mr. Shippy is going to go out and do that. And you are stuck. Of course you are. Are you stuck too? Yes. Okay, you're stuck 2. You're going to be stuck 3. You're going to be stuck 4. We're just going to recover them so they can come back and get back to work. And that's purely because when you dump stuff, you can't get back, which is fine. It's going to happen for a little while. Eventually, it'll sort itself out. All right. Nope, you guys have been recovered. You're fine. All right, so we're going to get that stuff done. All right, whilst we wait for these guys to dig, I want to get down a Tomb of Captains. Now, Tomb of Captains is a decoration. So we have the Statue of Maintenance, which we've already built a couple of, and they are dropping our overall maintenance by 6%. I probably need to build a few more of them to get down to the max of 8%. But what I want to do is I want to have a final resting place. A final tomb, you might say. A place suitable for a god, because that's what I must be, because we're 350 years into this map, and I already have mega trucks along with a nuclear reactor, so we're not wasting any time here. And what I want to do is I want to put you right about here. Now, if you're asking why you don't have a Tomb of Captains, that is because this is part of the Supporters DLC pack. It's for those that paid for either kickstarting the game originally, or those who chose to buy it after the fact on Steam. And I was one of the ones that backed the game originally, so we're going to pop down one of these. Now, you might also notice this says stage 1. That implies, oh my god, that is so close. I lost? He's got 5 hit points. How did I lose? Oh, okay. I don't have any guns. Okay, I now understand why I lost. Well, that's unfortunate. Why did you not leave after you ran out of guns? Did we try ramming speed? Did we try ramming speed? You might notice this says stage 1. That is because this is very expensive. They're very, very, very expensive. Incredibly expensive. Because it has multiple stages. It's the closest capital industry has to mega projects. So I want to get this built, and obviously we need to get through all 5 stages to get it built. And all of them are very expensive, starting with a whole lot of construction parts and an extreme amount of concrete slabs. The good news is we've upgraded concrete slabs, so I do produce them fairly quickly. But that is still basically half a storage box, half a T4 storage box. Yeah, it's an awful lot. On top of that, I'm going to need to put down a couple more items, and that is greenhouse farms. When are we putting down? Can I have you go that way? Okay, so you'll fit that way, but not that way. Not that way, you're on too much rock, but around the other way, you're fine. Okay, can I flip you? Okay, if you flip it, it's suddenly fine. Yeah, okay. All right, I want to have 2 of you. We're going to put you there and there. You need to have water. Water's technically in the middle. Can I slide you up a tile? Yes. All right, can we have 2 farms? I'm going to need the farms for the Tomb of Captains. We're going to pause the farms because I don't actually need the farms up and operational anytime soon. But what they do need is they definitely need water. So we're going to come to our, oil refinery. I'm going to build that pipe out, and then I'm going to take some very, very clean water from the oil refinery. I guarantee you it's clean. It's probably clean. It's probably been turned to steam, but then back into water several times now as it's been processed through the refinery. And I'm going to bring this water pipe out to here. We're going to go around the tomb. Yeah, we're going to go around the tomb up to here. Ooh. We might go hard up against the building. Yeah, hard up against the building, and then come to here, and then down the middle. And can I get you to come to here? And plug that in there, and then do the same on this side. We have exactly 0 tiles worth of space, but that's fine. I plug that in. Oh, all that, and then you drop to the ground anyway. Okay. can you come from here to height number 5, please? Yeah, thank you very much. Hello? That's up. You got it. Yep, you've got it. You've got it. You've got it. And got it. Okay. Can I get that built? All right. And that'll plug in our water. That'll be fine. The tomb's going to take a minute or two and like 3,000 truck deliveries to get done, but it should get done hopefully fairly quickly. You look stuck. And you also look stuck. And you look stuck. Cool. All right. So iron. We still have some iron here for sure. And the Diggy boys are working their way around the map. Well, around the iron mine, yes. Can I mark that flat? Yep. And no, there's definitely some iron there. Can we also, in that case, remove that, remove that. Can I go height 3, go down 2, can I go 2-tile dig, and then can I come up to the surface like this? Can I remove that, and remove that, and we can do the same here. Yeah, we're just going to put a hole in the ground and grab that iron ore out. Because I can't leave the iron ore behind. Can I also have that unribbed for my pleasure? Because that would be awesome. I'm not a fan of dealing with the map when it's ribbed. Can I get that done? And can I get that done? Just using the level command here and there to, tidy things up as we go. All right, so this needs to get filled in. Ship was fully repaired. Excellent. Mr. Shippy, go demand a rematch. Hopefully. All right, so we want to get that done. Whilst we wait for these guys to mine this out, and we wait for the clearing crew to get upgraded, and we wait for this to get filled in with a whole pile of dirt, I do need to do a few things. One of the things I'm going to need to do is I'm going to want to have these 2 mega excavators start mining coal instead. You and you, because we're going to have to send over a couple more extras now that our original coal mine is dead. And I need to pull them off, well, this crew here. So we're going to come here. We're going to drop off 3 of you. 3? I think it was 3. And can we come back to here? Can I assign... okay, it was definitely not 3. Can I assign 3 of you? Where are we? Where are we? This tower. This tower here. Can I assign the 3 of you over to here? All right. You're obviously going to need a couple of trucks as well. So we're going to get those guys assigned across. And... okay, you're all jammed. Perfect. Recover. 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 You literally took stuff and dumped it there. Well, I guess that works. It's because I put in this did. And, yeah. Okay. Right, so where are your trucks? Your excavators. Okay, can I have you go do rock? Can I have close commander? Can I grab that's Cassina? Can I have you go do dirt? And I'm assuming you're our 3rd. Yes, Lucas, can you go do coal? Cool. I want to have those guys go on and do those tasks. I also should have at least by now. Oh, you have some hit points. I haven't looked at the battle log yet. I also should by now, where are we? I want the clearing crew, this one. We have at least 1 mega excavator. Cool. Can I send over 5 trucks? 5 big trucks, because we're going to be swapping out these guys for mega excavators soon. And therefore, well, the more mega trucks I have out here, the better. Also, they have an awful lot of material I want them to dig through. So what I want to do is I want to recover a old blueprint, a very old blueprint. One from the previous update where we didn't have bigger and better ore sorters. And I want to put this one in. This is an awful lot of ore sorters, T1, because they are way cheaper for me to build, and they have a processing rate of 240, but I have 4 of them. So 240 multiplied by 4 is the total processing rate of just on 1,000. You have a processing rate of 2,400, which is massive. But if we look at 2 blueprints, we look at the cost difference. This is 500 construction parts. This is 930. This one has less boxes. Yes, yeah, it also requires more power, more maintenance, more everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this little blueprint built. I'm going to go to these guys, and I'm going to have them have a much closer tower to play with. I want them to export here, 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 and here. All right, and we are sorting. You're going to be rock. You're going to be, in theory, ore. You're going to be dirt, and you're going to be rock. Well, yes. The ore mine... So, oh, good job, Jetty. They don't actually connect. They're short by 1 tile. Cool. Yep, plug those in, I remember, because I made the blueprint, and then I found an extra tile I could delete, so I deleted an extra tile, and then didn't move them back, obviously. Cool. Well, if you're interested in the blueprint, it is available to Patreon members, and the new blueprint will be 1 tile shorter. Yeah, okay, can I make sure that rather than outputting iron on that connection, can I get rock instead? Can I delete that one? And we're obviously not gonna have iron dropped off here. Can I have rock as well? And not that one. And actually, can I just copy? No, I can't copy because some of these are mirrored. Okay, can I delete that? Can I do, actually, I think I unmirrored them. Yeah, I did have them mirrored and flipped at one stage, but that meant if you copied settings, bad things happened. Yeah, I don't really want you picking up iron and bringing it here, but thanks, mate. Thanks, appreciate it. Can I? Nope. Okay, can I change you out to be rock? Rock. Cool. And can I copy your rock settings to there? Yeah, I thought that was be the case. Okay, can I delete that? And then can I copy them to there? Cool. You're gonna have rock, and rock. An awful lot of rock. And can I turn off? This is gonna be a problem. No, we're gonna go to here, we're gonna go to here, and we're just gonna allocate them to Mega Diggy Boys. Can I allocate them to these buckets? So if they have a single load of rock or something, they'll allocate them to there. And that means is accepted sign only, which means nobody keeps moving stuff from box to box. But that means this team does not have to drive nearly as far to dump its material, and therefore should have better uptime, and therefore should dig faster. That's what it's all about. Okay, location explored, which means I definitely won, and therefore battle report says that I had 1,700 hit points, and he was very dead. So it looks like battling 610s is 50-50 whether we win or not. But as I have a bit of time, I'm going to go out and say hi to another one. All right, so you guys, are you done with iron? It looks like there is no iron left. You still have some digging that is a lower terrain. Yeah, I can see a dot of iron there. It doesn't show up in the layer overview, but that's besides the point. I want to make sure I get every scrap of iron we can, because iron's important. Can I get you filled in now, please? And you filled in. And can I also get you filled in? Yes. Okay, so this team. Oh, and that one as well. Yeah, that one as well. This team, what I want them to do is I want them to finish off their project, but I also want to split them up. So we have 12 Diggy Boys in here currently, along with 20 trucks. I'm going to drop 5 off here, and I'm going to drop at least 5 off here. And then I'm going to go back to our clearing crew, and we're going to throw 5 on there and 5 on there. The clearing crew is all set to get upgraded, so these guys are also going to get upgraded in due course, and that still leaves me 7 Diggy Boys. I'm going to drop 2 Diggy Boys off this, and I'm going to drop you down to 10, and then I'm actually going to go copper mine, which still has copper in the wall. Go get the copper. Okay, and then I'm going to assign them over to copper. It's probably too many on copper for right now, but I want to make sure, same with copper, just like iron, we have a chance to, clear out this corner, clear out this section, and then I can start backfilling it with rock afterwards. Technically, where our next thing we're going to build was going to be right about here, but that seems to be a little bit of a problem because we haven't quite got rid of the copper yet, and I'm sort of digging at the wrong end. But, we're going to get there in good time. All right, you guys, you're not quite done, and that is because you don't have any towers. Okay, I need you to export things into here because I have no idea where your boys are. Driving to the far end of the map. Yeah, because the far end of the map is the only place they allow basically anything to be dumped, which is both good and bad. Good that they at least have somewhere to dump things. Bad as in they're driving all that way. All right, so I want to have them finish this. As soon as they finish this, we can get this filled in as well. And ship in battle, we obviously lost, but we can go have a rematch and see if they feel differently the second time round. All right, so with those things done, I need to maybe have enough room. All right, I need to eventually, not straight away, but eventually I need to have twice as much nuclear because research-wise, we have done a bunch of research, and in fact, we're researching the space station right now, which I'm canceling. I don't need a space station right now. What I need to have right now is the next tier of microchips. That's going to unlock data centers, which is going to unlock the internet, which could be handy. I hear there's a cat meme or two on there. Also, I hear that there's a chap that you can go and borrow likes from, or at least lend your like to. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I hear it's very, very interesting. But it also gets to the next tier of research. I also really want to have the nuclear reactor Mark II. Nuclear reactor Mark II is a little bit smarter than nuclear reactor Mark I, and it runs a little bit faster, which produces a little bit more power. And the good news is I can upgrade my nuclear reactor Mark I to a Mark II. The catch is I can't do it when it's running. So I need to power down the nuclear reactor, which is a bit of a problem because I'm sort of using it for power. So I want to get this one done, and I'm also going to have to build a second nuclear reactor, probably a Mark II, to then upgrade it, well, have it running out of power so then I can come back and upgrade the Mark I. But I also want to get greenhouses. Greenhouses are going to be very, very important. After I have both of those two done at 5.2 thousand research and another 2.9 thousand research, I should have made another, 78 nuclear, spent fuel, which needs to be put into storage and saved away and put away for a rainy day. Yep, 87 nuclear waste now. Yes, so I need to have this done before I can even enable this research. But I'm pretty sure by the time we've done the other two, this definitely, the rate is going up, should be available for us. So we want to get that done. Also, I want to say yes, tree saplings, we know. I expect that. Copper ore is still bad. I sort of expect that as you are mastic in the corner. Okay, can I get you guys to clear out a row of this, and then hopefully somebody stays in that corner working on that, but I doubt it because they're all going to run away. And in the meantime, you've been cut back down to 5 diggy boys, and they are hopefully working their way through this. But can I edit area? Can I have you come into here, and then to here, and then to here, and then to like here? Yeah, I really don't want to deal with the sand problem if I don't have to. And I really want the sand guys to deal with the sand problem. Can I have that marked to height number 1? Can I have that marked to height number 1? And at the same time, we can see that our sand sort of goes down at this angle. So I actually want to, cleave a good section of this off. Cool. That's a 3. We're probably just going to make you a 1. Yep. And no, actually, I don't see any iron left. So you guys are just going to start digging across the top. That's fine. All right, what I want to do is I want to mark this area for filling. So we're going to have a 1 from here to here. Yep. Then I have this 2 will line up with these 2. So we're going to do that as well. And then all of this we're going to have at 3. Can I see? I need to have this actually be a fill because we just need to fill the whole thing in. Perfect. All right, done. There we go. Fast Action Response Team has finished their little project. Excellent. I need to move them on to the next project. The next project, believe it or not, is over here. Can I edit area and can we send them over here? And then we'll come talk about this in a second. All right. Meanwhile, two more captains. We've done stage 1. We're gonna say next stage, which is gonna need another 400 construction parts. Yay. Another 2,000 concrete slabs. Speaking of construction parts, I also want to come to this machine and pause it. We are attempting our best, attempting our absolute best. You're out of electronics, which is not helping to store up construction parts. So this box has an awful lot. Cool. I'm going to move that marker up straight away. No matter what, I have a little cross-feed belt for every one of these. That's through 50% of the construction parts to the next level. You have, well, not nearly enough, and we're not producing any at the moment, so they're not actually emptying. But when I start making them some more, when I have enough copper ore coming in, that's the point where, well, 50% is going to slide through. The other 50% will go into the box and live in the box. Same comes to construction parts 3. Obviously, there's none leaving right at the moment, but 50% are sliding through to here. And if I have 4 of these guys running, then I can have 2 of these guys running. But at the end of the day, construction parts 3, way more important to me right now than construction parts 4. So I'm going to pause you. I'm not going to run you. And I need to go fix an iron problem. The iron problem is, well, we don't have iron here anymore. So what I want to do is trim this belt out completely. And then as I have 2 belts coming out here, both using 192 each, that means this little belt here needs a more small minor upgrade. So can I upgrade you? Can I upgrade you? Can I come to our temporary belt right here that I did say was going to be temporary because it's going away right now. And then I can upgrade this belt. Yep. And here I want to set you to be copper. Thank you very much. You're going to also be copper. You have a smattering of iron on the belt. Okay, it's a little bit more than smattering. That's annoying. Okay, can I change you to be copper as well? Yep. Why not flow through? I did flow through. Okay, can I change you back to iron? And that way the iron can pass through, and then the copper. Yeah, iron's out of the system. Great. Can I just instant delete that and change you back to copper? Excellent. We call that a win. And you. Well, we're going to delete this and delete this. Oh, delete. There we go. Found the delete button. Okay. Can I delete you and can I delete you? That way we shouldn't have that problem in the future. That's going to let our copper pass into here. We're going to have trucks deliver it because I don't happen to have a copper belt just passing by gracefully beside me. But with that belt upgraded, that is going to get our iron from up here down to there. Now, I should mention, because it came up recently about, whole the trains thing and everything else, with this belt. Now that it is a Mark III belt, it's going to need more power. It needs almost a megawatt worth of power. It also needs 27 maintenance. 27 maintenance, if each train costs me 6 maintenance, means this is equivalent to what? Each locomotive costs me 6 maintenance. This is equivalent to, we're going to call it 5 engines, 5 locomotives. So if I had a train that came from here, picking up iron and drove down there, we could say, like, I'd need a 2 locomotive, some amount of wagons train, probably a 6 or an 8, to get the throughput I'd need to get, 400 iron down here per minute. On top of that, I need to put diesel in all of those 4-ish, 5-ish locomotives. Each one of those is going to need 2 diesel each, which is 8 diesel. If I take 8 diesel and I just burn it for power in one of these, that is 8 over 18 multiplied, 8 over 18 multiplied by 5 is 2.2 megawatts worth of power. If I just burn the power, burn the diesel in a diesel generator, which is not an efficient way to make power, but when trying to compare our apples to apples. So 2.2 megawatts worth of power, this belt uses less than a megawatt. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with my choice to use belts, at least this distance. We do need to have trains in the future, but not right at the moment. Okay, so I am short of copper. Copper needs to run. To get copper to run, I'm going to have you guys dig out more stuff. No, you are allocated lots of area, so we need to have 2 guys digging here. Can I actually give you more area to dig so you have better access? And then you probably run away. Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. Can I get that flattened out? And can I get that flattened out? And we're just going to have to hope that they decide to get that done. Blocked. Yeah, I thought that might happen. Okay, export. Can I move this up to a 7? Copy, paste, and paste. Truck's going to be very, very busy for a little while, purely because, well, we're moving a lot of material. We're digging a lot of material right here. We're dumping it very, very locally, and then I'm shipping it very long distance to, these mines and getting them filled in as fast as possible. It's expected, again, trains, if I had a dumping train, that would be very, very helpful, but that's a little bit outside the scope of what we have available to us right now. Okay, so with that happening, iron ore should refill, hopefully, reasonably quickly. Is that belt? Did I miss a section of belts? No. If I click on that, that lights up from one end to the other. You are fine. So no, that belt is maxed out, is moving 450. We have enough diggy boys up here to take care of business. So I just need to give it a minute for it to catch up. That's weird, because you can only have 200 going, 400 going out. So technically you should be filling. You are filling ever so slowly. Okay, we are filling. That's fine. Okay. Whoa, boys. Oh, carried away. Okay. Can I stop doing this? Can I stop doing this? All right. Boys. Okay. Over here. Project. Okay. 1 retaining wall missing already. Yep. Project. I need to delete said retaining wall before it disappears again. All right. So this is our little project. This is our little project I need to work on. And what I need to do is I need you guys to have a terrain level of I'm going to follow the numbers up to 20. What? There's a deviation. 21, 23, 24, 25, 27. 27. There. Cool. And then I want to flatten this area out. Yep. And then I want to bring this back up to 30. And then I want to flatten this area out at 30. Cool. And now if I look from this side of the wall, we can see some very important things. So if I bring up our layers, can I turn off limestone in the background? Excellent. We can see there are retaining walls. Just below our retaining walls have this red marker here. This red marker here indicates 5 tiles, okay? Every single time we put in a retaining wall, they can hold back dirt up to 5 tiles high. So I am making sure that the fill line for all these is above the 5 tile line, and the top of the line is always below the top of the wall. So as you can see, we're going to be filling material up to height number 27 right here. And then across from 27 to here, where we will then fill it up to 30. 30 is technically right below the height of these particular walls. I also need to build those particular walls. And our plan is to fill this up with a whole bunch of material. On top of that, I have no idea where the team went. They've come to dig out this little bit. Yes, they've come to dig out this little bit. And actually, technically, I don't think I can dig that one. They're going to need to fill those ones. Actually, no, I need them nice and level. Yeah, we're going to have to remove that wall as well. But I don't need that wall, so that should be fine. All right, what I need this team to do is I need this team to come and do some maintenance around the walls. I also need to fill in a lot of material around this wall. So I'm going to grab you guys. I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to say you are allowed to dump rock here in this designation, which means hopefully we get a whole lot of rock trucks coming from right here to right there to drop stuff off. On top of that, I probably should, as this is going to be here for a little while, upgrade all of these to the next level, and we are not. Okay, can I export the dirt to the allocated dirt tower so it only goes to the places I wanted? Yes, please. And speaking of dirt, can I get this area filled in with dirt? And can I go to the slag tower? Yep. Can I get an area? Can I reset? And can I pick this to be... No overlap. No, I don't want to... Go away. I want to just move everything down the slightest amount. Perfect. Can I move that to there? Can I have slag dumped in here so we can finish off our nice little outside wall? And then we also want to go check on this. Okay, so dirt's still being filled here. Obviously not fast enough. You're a pretty 9. And where's our other one? You're pretty 11. Okay, can I speed you up? Can I put you to like an 8? And, what I set these two at 7. Okay, I go with like a 5, 6 done. And where's the other one? Here. Can I go for like a 5 or a 6 as well? I really want to have this stuff done as fast as possible. I also want to have this filled in as fast as possible as well. But this is... The way this stands now, it's just about, clearing off the mountain. I want to cut out the mountain from the front of the island. We have a small diggy team allocated to do that. It has 10 trucks, 5 excavators. It has 7 trucks and 5 excavators. That should be enough that it happens in a reasonably short amount of time. As for our iron ore problem, it is slowly filling up, which is fine. And coal is also doing the same, but also has a 30 to 60 belt somewhere. 60 belt right there. Cool. That's what's slowing you up. So if I upgrade that and I upgrade that, we should be able to get coal up the mountain fast enough that I don't have to have trucks doing. Because you're going, nope, you are picking up dirt. You can also be like a priority 5 or 6. Okay. All right. So you're now moving 200 coal, which then hits this belt that also moves 200 coal, which then this is all highlighted. So then moves 200 coal to here, which then hits another 200 belt, and that should be fine. Okay. So coal's moving, iron's moving. I don't have to worry about either of those. Copper is also moving. Yep. Oh, are they done? No, they're not done. All right. They need to clean out this little corner. I want to get the trace amounts of copper ore out of the mine, if at all possible. And also at the same time, I probably need to have them access to this wall back here, which is full of yet more copper. So I want to get that done. I am... none of that should have gone through the wall, but you guys are over eager. Way over eager. This is the problem if you dump too much material too quickly. Yeah, I need to clear off this. And clear that. Can I mark this to be dug? Yeah. I don't know if I can recover that. Clear that. I just need you to dig out one side. In theory, I can recover it. In theory. Hopefully. Hopefully. So annoying. Yep, I didn't think about it. Okay, can I get this area marked as filling? So I want to go flat up to this 27, that 27, that 26, 27. Can I get this filled across and then filled up and then filled to 30? Okay. Stop it. Can I get a 29? Can I go flat? Can I go up to 29? Can I get that whole hole filled in? Because at the moment I'll be nothing but rock. And I'd like to have that hole repaired because I started digging a little bit too far away. Can I get that done, that done, that done? And we'll see what happens. Yes, we'll also see what happens with this, whether it's recoverable, because, well, this was a mega project. This is a mega project I had started working on, and I'd really like to get it built sooner rather than later, but I also have no objections to going back and ripping the whole thing out again and starting from scratch. At least one side of it. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Hopefully, if they're a little bit more ginger about how they dump material, we should be okay. But we'll have to find out. Either way, I know there's the video here. We are making good progress. We do need to continue upgrading our team of captains for another 1,000 concrete with another 400 construction parts, and I have 222 to my name. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the game run for a little while, catch up on our construction parts, and also hopefully dump some slag in this hole and some rock in this hole, and we'll see where we get from there. Anyway, with all that said and done, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye.